I feel much better.
Welcome to People Who Inspire. I'm your host, Mary Drelizak. Today we're talking to Jennifer Adams, a Connellsville resident who's spreading kindness, creating a kindness movement within our community. It started with a Facebook page, became an event, and is spreading on from there. I can't wait for you to meet her. Let's go. So welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're with us today. So the Kindness in Connellsville event, it started with a page. Tell us about the Kindness in Connellsville Facebook page.
So originally it started, there was a lot going on. I believe it was October of last year, just a lot of craziness. And the parent pickup line is a bit of a nightmare at school, just because I think so many parents have started transitioning to driving their kids. So there's a lot on those teachers handling those situations. So my daughter and I just started writing really nice things and kind words to the teachers, just thanking them and acknowledging them and letting them know that we appreciate them. I know it was really hard with them through all the different changes with the pandemic and everything as well, with the online and masking and trying to teach and just, the constant changes. So we just wanted to say thanks for showing up. We see your hard work. And that's literally what we did. We wrote on Post-its every Friday. We somehow coined it Kindness Friday. And every Friday she would just take a pad of Post-its and she would get out of the car, hand them to all of the people standing there, getting the kids off the bus and vans and cars and everything. And throughout her day through the school, her teachers and the hall and the special teachers and whoever she's seen, she would just hand them one of those Post-it notes.
What did the Post-it notes say?
Actually, I had a lot of trouble coming up with different things because it was kind of thank you for showing up, thank you for teaching me, thank you for helping me, thank you for being here, you're amazing, you're awesome, just kind of along those lines. I think at points I even Googled stuff to find new phrases because we did this for a while every Friday. So, whoever got what, someone might have got 10, you're amazing.
Yes.
But just kind of trying to come up with creative things, and just letting them know that we're thinking of you and that we appreciate them and all the hard work that they're doing for our kids.
Right. So that would be teachers and students too?
We have not moved into the students
and parents
yet.
Okay.
So we'll have to maybe brainstorm on that because that's definitely an idea. I know some of the kids have asked her for things. As this has grown, we've started making crafts and little items and anything I would see that says be kind or anything like that. So I know some of the kids have asked. My concern is just I don't want anyone to feel left out. Sure. We kind of try to prep for about 25 every Friday. So sometimes we run out of things for the teachers and sometimes we don't. It just depends. But we definitely want to make sure everyone's included if we're going to go a little bit further with it.
Right. What's the response when you hand somebody a kindness note?
I hope it's nice.
when you hand it to them, what do they look back at you and...
You know what? I kind of give it and then just walk away is what I do.
That's good.
But I think sometimes people might be surprised. They're not really sure. We went through a drive-through line. The girl looked a little perplexed one time, and she kind of was like, is this for me? And I'm like, yes. And this may or may not have been the girl because we have done this so many times. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. I'm going to put this in my phone and keep it. And she was really excited because I think also those are the people working in the jobs that are, short-staffed. It's stressful, carried us through the pandemic a lot of the times. And they're younger kids, and I couldn't imagine even being young and having that stress of just being short-staffed and stuff. So we want to know, we want you to know that we appreciate you too. I feel like sometimes they think I'm weird.
No,
which I get a little.
No, the thing is, when you leave, I'm sure that when you pull away from the drive-thru and you leave, that was the thing that got them to the rest of the day. That was the thing that they're going to remember.
I hope so, and I hope it makes a difference. It probably won't all the time, but I know when we pull up to the school, my daughter's upset if we're not prepared. What do we have? They're going to be upset. We did a 30 days Kindness Christmas in December. So any day she was at school, we would do something. So then we also did a focus on the 12 days of Christmas within the last 12 days that they were actually at the school. So like the first day, I don't know in order what we did, but we took a pipe cleaner, twisted it like a Christmas tree, and put a store on top of it. Oh. So we would do like Christmas themed gifts. We did clothespin reindeer. There were so many I can't even think.
Creative.
You know, like candy cane type stuff, and it was like, you know, day number 1. And so when we went back in January and it wasn't a Friday, she said, well, where are the gifts, Mom? And I said, it's not Friday, but they're going to be upset, Mom. No. And I said, Kennedy, they are not. I can't do 30 days of kindness for school. I said, but we will stick with our Kindness Friday. And I hope, like, you know, I kind of joke with Kennedy in the car and I say, there they are. Do you see them? Do you think they're excited? Or are they getting ramped? You know, and just kind of make it fun. And I hope they're standing there like kind of excited, like, you know, what's today going to bring? And it's just a nice start to the day. You know, who knows what someone woke up to that day, you know, maybe some stuff going on during the weekend. And they know Fridays, you know, it can just be a little boost to their morale and kind of help them get through the day if it's a rough day.
All right, so these kind acts that you were doing then turned into the Facebook page, Kindness in Connellsville.
Yes.
So that happened. And so why the page? Why do you think that was important? And then what happened after that?
So I started the page not necessarily for recognition for us, but to recognize the acts of kindness. And I wanted to get it out there, the things that we were doing to kind of inspire other people and for them to share their acts of kindness, whether they're doing or receiving, and kind of just start, I guess, a kindness movement within the city. Again, there's still a lot of turmoil and everything going on, so I wanted to take the focus off of that stuff and for us to be a closer community and for us to be together. And it's the one thing that everybody can do, and it's literally free to do for anybody that you want. So I just wanted to showcase that, and then also showcase with our small businesses how they're actually doing tons of random acts of kindness for, you know, organizations, for their community, for people, for fundraisers, whatever it may be. So it's a whole community involved thing where we're all working together for the same goal, to support people and to be kind and just make this bigger than what we realize we're even doing.
Exactly. And so now your Facebook page has how many people follow it now?
I think it's close to 500.
That's great.
Close
so
to
it
500.
keeps on growing. Just keeps on growing. And I know I do, so I know that the page always, every day, there are multiple things that are kindness inspired and make you just think of kindness in that moment.
Yeah, we want to put a lot of, I do a daily post, at least I try every day. Happy Kindness Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then I just post, like, you know, something I find on Google, an inspirational quote, something about kindness, something you can do. If they send me any photos from Kindness Friday in the gifts, I upload that there. I started doing a shout out Saturday that I'm trying to be consistent with. And it's just shouting out someone special, recognizing them. So I think I did the mayor the first week because he's just been extraordinary in our community and just goes above and beyond. I know I did one with my dance mom friends who, you know, I think we're going to talk about them later. They're just amazing people that, you know, from the outside you probably wouldn't see, but, you know, in our circle you can see how the kindness is there. And then just, you know, people who go above and beyond, or even just, you know, something maybe that caught my eye that day and, you know, they deserve a shout out.
Sure.
So
very good. So you're very observant. You're observant to all things that are kind, which is great. So then you have the kindness page became the Kindness in Connellsville event.
Yes.
So what was that, and what did that look like?
It was done due to the support of the community. It was literally everybody in the community that made this happen. I just kind of had ideas, and I went to people with my ideas, and I had people guide and mentor me, and then it all came together, and we were able to host an event at the library. We did crafts, we had food, we had speakers, and then, of course, Mr. McFeely, David Knoll from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was able to come. He read a book to the children, signed autographs, and was literally the epitome of kindness. Like, I could not have, there would have been no one else more perfect than him. And I think he was our first idea, and it was just a dream come true that he was actually able to be a part of that
He
with
was
us.
cool. I was there, and of course, and the kids, there were a lot of kids there,
Mm-hmm.
and they really took to him, and he really took to that. So that moment where he was reading to them was so special too.
Yeah.
And then he got to answer some questions in a panel discussion, which were really cool about his time with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and the lessons that came out of that. So I think people walked away with a lot of lessons. There were also some other things that happened at that event. There were activities. So what did that look like?
So they did some coloring pages. They painted some rocks. The Girl Scouts brought something for them to do. There's a girl named Kayla. She runs an online newsletter called Macaroni Kid of Uniontown, and that just kind of gives you a listing of a schedule of all like different things happening in the community. So she jumped on board. There were people like Epic and Serenity Hill Counseling and Wellness, and she did like a card reading thing with the kids. Brooke from Brooke's Block Party came. They had a Lego building table. Oh my gosh, there was so much stuff. But I'm trying to remember everything there. I mean, the kids definitely were not bored. There was, so many things and so many people there that had, really cool things for them to do.
And that's an example of all that community support that you got. People, when you announced that you were going to have a kindness event, that everybody just seemed to want to jump on board and be part of it, whether they were providing a craft activity or whether a food piece,
Yes.
or whether being part of that panel discussion, or just coming, just being there.
Yes.
So it was important to everybody to do that.
Yes.
So there you were in the Carnegie Library, and it was amazing. It was a wonderful event.
It came together, I mean, I say flawlessly, really. We did have one thing not work out, but in the end, it really, like, you would have never have noticed,
No one would know but you.
No.
No.
It was perfect.
So your kids were involved in that. Do you think we can meet them?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So tell me, who do we have here?
What's your name?
Henley.
Henley.
Okay, Henley. How old are you?
4.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's your name?
Kennedy.
Kennedy. And how old are you?
I'm 10.
10. Okay, very good. So, sisters, you were involved. Were you involved in helping your mom plan this Kindness in Connellsville event?
Yeah.
Were you? What did you do? What were some of the things you did?
We gave out kindness bags to everybody.
Oh, yes, you did. They were giveaway bags. So did you help pack them? That was nice. Okay. And how about you?
I helped set up, and I took pictures of everything so my mom could post them
Very good. You took pictures. Was it on your phone?
on my mom's phone.
Nice. You were the official photographer. That's why all those pictures were so great. Oh my gosh. And those bags are great too. That's awesome. Before the kindness event, you always help your mom, and you still do, pass out bags, not bags, but notes to teachers. What's that like? Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, we just, before we go to school, we get crafts or notes, and we hand them out to the teachers, every teacher I see. We just give it to them.
That's nice.
What did we do last Friday?
We did,
They were like little cosmetic bags, and it said "Be kind" on them. They have rainbows on them, and then we put a pack of rainbow tissues in them. And then we always have to think outside the box because we have male teachers, which are more than welcome to some of our things, but we try to give them an option. What did we do for them?
The men teachers, what did you give them?
they were these avocado little cutouts, and then they said, be kind on them.
Oh, and that's so nice. That has to mean a lot. Is that fun? Yeah? Oh my gosh.
What do we do at Aldi's? This one's a big one with our Aldi tradition.
Oh,
What do we
Aldi's.
do?
Okay.
We get flowers and give them to somebody.
You
Get flowers.
Flowers.
And you give them to
So you're at the
someone.
store shopping, and you go to the flower section, and you get flowers, and you give it to who? Somebody, a shopper? Who do you give them to? How do you pick them? Well, well, how do you decide who should get the flowers that day? Just the first person you see?
Sometimes I see people with ponytails and I give it them.
Ooh, I'm wearing a ponytail Aldi's. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So you see somebody and you might say, that's just somebody I want to give flowers to. I like that. That's really awesome. And how do they respond? What do they say? Like, are they happy? That's nice. Well, thank you so much, both of you, Henley and Kennedy, for sharing how you help your mom be kind and how you are kind and will grow up to be kind and spread that kindness everywhere. So thank you. So tell me, so you have been, and all of your family, and the kindness that you spread, but who has been your greatest influence in being who you are?
I would say my mom. And it's funny because I don't think like growing up you realize that. I think maybe once you get older and you're a parent, you kind of look back and see all that your parents did for you and all that you should have been a lot more thankful for. I've been fortunate enough that we're able to care for my mom. She's very, very ill right now. And when she was really ill last year and we didn't think she was going to make it out of the hospital to come home, I just kind of had this epiphany that I realized all of this came from her. And it made me look back and reflect on my childhood and all the things that she did that as a child I would have never gave a second thought to. She made sure I had the designer jeans. You know, I like to read like the Teen Bop magazine. She always brought those home from work. Just those little things that as a kid probably doesn't seem to be a big deal. But just the amount of things that she did for me and she would do for other people. Even when I saw people not being kind to her, you would have never noticed. Like, she still would have went ahead and did whatever you asked her to do. And if you ask people about my mom, they always say how friendly she was. You know, you could have a conversation with her. Like, they just loved her. She worked at Burns's Drug for about 20 years. And everyone remembered her from there and just would chat her up, you know, all the time. Everyone always asked me how she's doing. And when she got really sick, it kind of inspired me to really push forward, like in her honor, a dedication, and then something that will live on once she's no longer here, that she will still be here through what we're doing because of her. She taught me that, and now I'm able to teach my kids, who will hopefully teach their kids. And I know, I looked up an interview with David Noel, Mr. McFeely, because I feel like a lot of his questions are centered around Mr. Rogers rather than David or Mr. McFeely. And I can't remember the specific question he was asked, but basically it was something along the lines of, what do you hope the show brought? What do you hope you accomplished? And it was a real simple answer, just, you know, kind of in terms of kindness. I hope we made a difference. And I hope I put that into my speech. I'm pretty sure I did. But I wanted him to know it did make a difference. My mother did that for me. And I'm doing that for my kids and my community. So seeing him and everyone on the show, it was a valuable lesson. It's making a difference. It continues to make a difference. My kids now watch Daniel Tiger, which is different from Mr. Rogers. But that lesson and kindness and all those values are still instilled in that. So it is. He's part of this legacy, you know, not only with Mr. Rogers, but him himself as a person, as he showed coming to our event, that it is making a difference. And everything that he taught us and everything that my mom has taught me, just keep going forward in kindness. And it can continue to go, and we can give that gift to other people who can continue to pass that on. And it's like an ever-living thing that we can provide to people who need it.
It's beautiful. So seeing it from the parents' eyes allowed you to see your mom in a whole new light. And,
It did.
And pass it forward.
It did.
Who has been kind to you? Give me an example of kindness towards you that makes a difference in your life.
So you know I hate when people are kind to me.
You don't want to be the center.
I don't. I just want to be like, here you go, and then just kind of sneak out the door.
And to your point, when I ask you about what's their response, you don't even know what their response is.
I don't, because I run out the door.
You're gone. So
I
go
do.
ahead.
I don't look back. I'm just like, here
That's
you
true.
go.
That's true kindness.
And I do, because, you know, but I've had some enormous generosity. There's actually two of them that really at this point stand out. Like I mentioned, we have, I believe there's 5 of us. We're dance moms together. Our daughters are about the same age. And we are there for each other, good, bad, in between, whether someone has something else going on and they kind of need to pick up the slack for somebody, or someone forgot something, here's someone else that has that. And I mean, I can't even tell you now how long we've been friends, because it just seems like forever. And we're a very diverse set of people, but somehow we just all connect. So I'm really appreciative to have been fortunate enough to have these people in my lives, and not only have them for support, but friends, and just so many more amazing things, that our daughters can have these bonds and relationships, and so can us as adults. So I'm very, very thankful. It's not necessarily, I guess, an act per se, but just kind of an ever-evolving circle of kindness is what I think I would call it, with these people that, I call my best friends. This literally just happened last week, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but the parent pickup crew at the school, which is where we started, with Post-it notes, did something that I can't even... the level of kindness to which they did. I cried driving away. I stopped at the store. I got something. I got in my car. I cried. I called my friend. I cried. And then I came home and showed my husband, and I cried some more. It's hard to accept kindness. It feels almost undeserving, even though everyone deserves kindness. Everybody does deserve kindness, even if you're not a kind person. We still want to emphasize that. But a lot has been going on with my mom, and it's just been very tough. And, I think God sent them in some way to do this. And it just was so overwhelming that they would go out of their way to do something like that for me, who just drops their kid off in the morning, and sends them, my thought is send some silly little things, every Friday. But it just opened up, I think, a support and an appreciation and a passing it on. And hopefully they're instilling that in their students, and, if they have kids or family, and then it's just this ball that's rolling of kindness that just keeps getting passed from one person to the next, to the next, to the next. So it was a very emotional day with that.
You being the recipient of someone's kindness.
I don't like it.
I know.
I don't like it.
But you have to, because you have to. You're paying it forward. It's being paid forward. It's a boomerang. It's coming back.
Yes, if you give, you do have to take. Because I have another friend that's similar. That she feels the same way, and she's kind of like the rational thinker. And she said, it's hard for me, but yes. I understand. And I said, I know. It's just. Yes. I just want to give and do, and then, like I said, slide out the door, and no one really knew what happened or who it was.
Exactly, it's true. But when you allow somebody to give kindness back to you, you allow them to be kind.
You do. You have to give people that opportunity. Yes. And I've known when I was kind to, there was a man at Sheetz that I got him, a small gift card, and he didn't want to take it. And it filled my heart too, like, he didn't think he deserved that, or someone else should have it. And I said, no, this is for you. And if and when you're able to, then, you have the ability to pass that on. So it was very humbling to see, and for someone to kind of try to decline the kindness, which is probably something I would typically do. But just little things like that, you do. You have to take if you give.
Right. Very good. What's next for you? Continuing on as you are, any plans for what's next in the kindness movement?
So my hope was to eventually go nonprofit. I think with how quickly everything has happened, that might be a goal by the end of the year. I had no idea what I was doing when I planned this kindness event, so I learned a lot through it. It was very fun, very scary.
And you only had 3 weeks to do
it.
I
did. I don't know why I thought 3 weeks in, before that was a good, but you know what, again, I have to say, thanks to the community, like it was easy, because everyone just jumped on board with me. Like they were just so kind. So I definitely want to do nonprofit, because I want to reach out and do more things and help more people and be able to have the kindness in Connellsville associated with other programs and things in need. I was invited to the Heart to Hope telethon to set up a table, so this is the first time that I'm getting involved with that, and some of those people were speakers at the event. So it's great that I was linked to all these different people and these different activities in my community that I wasn't super familiar with. So now I can help them and they can help me, and then we can also branch out to other people and just extend that circle of helping people. And I just want to be able to have those resources to be able to offer that assistance. And I've definitely been talking with some people. I did speak with Brooke Deason about maybe doing a Kids Chambers Awards and getting the kids recognized for their service and dedication and community service and all that stuff. So I'm really excited about that. So I hope we can make that work. I was thinking of maybe like a walk run thing for kindness. I feel like I just get these silly ideas in my head and somehow they formulate into something that's like great. And I definitely want to do something maybe in the summer, springtime where we can do an outdoor event, and then we can do a lot more things as opposed to, you know, an indoor venue. And then we'll definitely repeat the random kindness every year. And I really hope Mr. McFeely will come back every year for us, because he's like a staple in our, you know, in our event now. You know, he's our person. So that would be really nice to just continue our tradition and then just, you know, keep growing, keep coming up with different ideas. If anyone has any ideas, I'm totally open to, you know, things we can do. What did Mr. Rogers say? He keep going back to this, but you look for the helpers. And I think what is great is, even though we're not in the best of times, we're not in tragic times right now, but we still have helpers out there trying to help. And it's nice to try to help in a better situation than a tragic situation. But I know either way, Connellsville will be there. They will rally. They rallied for the flood. They rallied for my kindness, and they rallied for Jamie McPoyle, who I always say, I don't know him at all. I feel like I do now. But it just goes to show you, like, Connellsville is there when you need them, and they will rally for you. We are the city that will rally for you anytime you need help, or anything that we can do to help you get what you need. And that's what I want our city to be about. Like, when people come here, we have a lot coming, like, from the bike trail and, you know, all the different visitors, and they stay here and they come through town. I want them to see, like, our business supports kindness. We're a kind city. We're a helpful city. We're a happy city. You know, we're a friendly city. And we are, because if you're only coming for a few days, you know, how do you see that? Because we see it as we're living here every day. I like to see it every day when every time I think of you, when I go ahead and let that person cross in front of me, because the other day I sat there for a very long time and I was like,
You're talking about the lighting.
the lights, yes, because I always have to hang a laugh, you know? I mean, just little things, like people probably don't, I've realized to like acknowledge these things, you know, or just when I walk into a store, hi, how are you? Thanks, have a good day. Literally, that's all you have to do to try to, you know, be kind. And I've had to change my mindset to do little things like that and to continue to do them. And then when other people does that, it just makes me smile, because just holding the door open, just any little thing there, smiling at my kids, waving or saying something nice. I mean, that always makes their day. We can all do that. You know, no one's trying to get anything out of that by, you know, waving and saying hi. So that's what's nice.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing all that's happening, and really the community support and the community gathering around and rallying for kindness, spreading that kindness. You do it so well, and you're the magnet that's making it all come together. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. As Jennifer showed us, kindness begins at home. Started with her mom showing her acts of kindness, her observing that and not really appreciating it until she became a parent of her own, a parent who is modeling that to her children, and her children are putting that out into the community, and so is Jennifer. We can all spread kindness by doing small things every day that begin in the home. So wherever you are, whether you're on the bike trail and you see somebody coming down on a bike and you say welcome to Connellsville because you know they're an out-of-towner, you're at the grocery store and you can say thank you to that clerk that's waiting on you. Be the kindness in our community, and you'll make a difference wherever you go. Thanks so much for being with us.